So good afternoon. We're going to work a little bit on trying to work a problem out of my lab math. I think it's section 3.2, question number 5, I believe is what it is. So we're going to try to develop some skills to maybe tackle that a little bit better with the graphing calculator. So 3.2, I think it's question number 5. We're going to look at some strategies here using the graphing calculator. One of the first things on a graphing calculator we've been playing with is, see if I can get my graphing calculator up here, see make it a little bit bigger for you. So again, if I hit the second button and hit the mode button, that'll take me back to the original screen. It'll quit me out of everything. Or like I said, if you just turn your calculator on and off and things like that, that'll also do the same thing. One of the things we've been messing with over the last day or so is messing with the Windows settings. So if I look at my Windows settings right now, notice how I've got my X-min is -10, 10, scale is 1, my Y-min is -50, Y-max is 0, X scale is 10. These things here, you know, that's what you're going to see when you graph something in the graphing window. To get the settings back to normal, if you hit the zoom button, so if I click zoom up there, and then if you look at number 6 where it says Z standard. Z standard, if I hit that, it'll set my graphing view back to normal. So if I hit back to window, notice that my settings in window are -10 to 10, 1, -10 to 10, and 1. That's usually all we really need sometimes is that, but every once in a while we'll start messing with our viewing window and we will mess these settings up. So again, if you hit zoom, if you go down to number 6, that'll always bring it back to its normal viewing window. Now, what's happening in our assignment is they're starting to use some different strategies for working out problems. So if you recall, you know, solving for X, we did this back in unit 1, you know, since this is a linear equation, our goal is to get X by itself. So that's how we would lose X over here and lose X over here to set it equal to 0, or get the variable on the, to get the variable on the one side of the equation, I should say. And then we kind of see that this is going to be 2x plus 4 is equal to 0. But then remember, we're trying to not get X by itself. So we have to lose the positive 4 by subtracting 4 on each side. That gives me 2x equals -4. Then if I divide both sides by 2, we get X equals -2 as a solution. Solving these types of equations can also be done on a graphing calculator. So what we do is we use we actually graph each side of the equation. So the 3x plus 4, what we do is we set that equal to y. So when I use my viewing, my calculator, now pull this off to the side here. And let's see if we can get this over here. So that looks okay. So if I want to go to y equals, and right now I've got some stuff in there. If I clear that out and clear out y2 as well. So if I go back up here to y1, I can actually type in this 3x plus 4 into the calculator. 3x plus 4. Come down and then hit y2, make that y equals x. Then if I go to graph, notice that we got this point of intersection here. Where the two lines intersect, that is going to be the solution to this equation. And remember, we're solving for x, so we're actually paying attention to the x coordinate. So to find the point of intersection, what we can do is go to calculate. So if I hit the second button, hit the trace button, it does the calculate button that's above it in blue. Number 5 is actually intersection. So if I choose number 5 here, intersect, hit enter. Notice it says first curve. So notice how my little cursor is on the first curve. If I hit enter, it'll move it to our second curve, or in this case, second line. If I hit enter again, it'll move us, hit enter again, it'll move us to the point of intersection. So notice how x equals -2. And notice how we got our answer over here, x equals -2. So we see that on both of those. So if we look at this next equation over here, if I want to solve this equation for x, remember we have to remove the parentheses first, so it's going to be 8x minus this 3x minus this 2 equals this 3x minus 10. We have to combine like terms, so I have 5x minus 2 equals 3x minus 10. Again, we have to get x on the same side, so I pick on the little guy. So I lose a 3x there, as long as I lose a 3x over there, so it's going to be 2x minus 2 equals negative 10. And then we have to get the x by itself, so this negative 2, if I add a 2 here and add a 2 there, 2x is going to equal then negative 8. If I divide both sides by 2, x equals then a negative 4. So I can solve it using algebra skills, but the graphing calculator can also do this by just setting each side equal to y. So in the graphing calculator, I'm going to go y1 equals 8x minus this 3x plus 2. So go back to y equals, and I'm going to change this now to, we're going to clear those off. And we're going to bring this back up and go 8x. Let's see if I can get that going. Oops, I'm on the equal sign. Got to slide out of there. Get away from the equal sign. So 8x minus, in parentheses, 3x plus 2. So that's going to be my y1. And then if I hit enter, that brings me down to y2. And y2 is 3x minus 10. So 3x minus 10. If I hit graph now, notice that I don't see the point intersection in my viewing window. So notice that I need to really increase my y min to be a little bit more negative. So this is where you have to start messing with that viewing window. So if I go to the viewing window, my y min has to be actually further down the page. So I'm gonna make that maybe a negative 50 and see what that does. Oops, wrong button. Gotta hit the negative symbol. So negative 50. And my y scale, I'm gonna maybe change that to go by 5s instead. So there won't be as many tick marks. So by doing that, it'll kind of help me see the graph a little bit better. So then if I hit graph, let's see if we got enough of it going on. Notice how that really helped us out. We can see the graph. So by changing the window settings, we now get the part that we wanted to see, which was the point of intersection. So using the calculate button, I can find the point of intersection. So if I hit the second button, hit the trace button, move down to number 5 or choose 5, hit enter. Notice this is first curve, I hit enter. It moves to my second curve, I hit enter again. It'll move me to my point of intersection, which says x equals negative 4. And notice that's what we got over here as well, as we got x equals negative 4. So as long as, the answers aren't crazy decimals, the graphing calculator actually can, be used to solve some of these equations that we may have had a harder time with. Just let the technology take care of this. So hopefully you found that useful as we move into this question number 5 in section 3.2.